Good day, ladies and gentlemen. This is Garfield from We Make Love in the Kitchen. So, today I want to talk about men going their own way. Now, I think I will have a broader conversation with my lady. She could present her point of view as a female, and I will present my point of view as a male. But for today, I just want to talk about men, men going their own way. Um, there are no guarantees in life. There are no guarantees that you will never get your heart broken as a man. There's no guarantee that your wife is not going to up and leave after being in a marriage for a certain amount of years. When it comes to romance, when it comes to dealing with the opposite sex for a man, there are no guarantees. There are no guarantees. But what I want to kind of address or push back on a little is man say, well, I'm just going my own way because of the current dating market or because of my past experience with one woman, two women, or whatever may have you. And to me, that doesn't make sense. First of all, you're the man. Most of the time, the man is the one that's picking the woman to be in a relationship with. So, granted, you could have one bad relationship, but if you're talking about two, three, four, five, most likely each time you're the one that's picking the woman to be with. So if you have had three, four, five bad relationships, then who's doing the picking? Most of the time it's the man that's doing the picking. But you can't turn around after some period of time and being with that woman and said, well, because of all the women that I've been with, I don't want to deal with women anymore. Granted, say in my situation, you in a long-term relationship and boom, the wife, she ups and leave and it causes an end in the relationship. Okay, I could see you feeling a certain way. But if you're talking about multiple relationships with multiple women, and then you say, because of these multiple relationships, I'm going my own way. I don't want to deal with women. Or because of the current dating market, I don't want to deal with women. But as the man, we are the one that's doing the choosing. So then at some point, you have to kind of look at yourself and say, well, if I'm doing the choosing and I keep getting into relationship with a certain type of women who they're not faithful, they may not be faithful, they don't want to be in a committed relationship, they just may be after you for your money, whatever reason, you're the one that's choosing the woman. So you can't really just 100% blame the woman. They may be women that they're not of good character, but you're choosing to be with them most of the time. And then if you get burned, or if you fail to miss all the red flags along the way or during the course of your relationship, and that woman does something that causes you to say, you know what, I can't be with you no more. We have to break up or we have to end the relationship. You also have to point at yourself as well. And that's what I learned through my previous relationship. I stopped pointing the finger and I point the finger at myself and I began to work on me. And I think that should be part of the conversation. yeah, there's some women out there that are bad, but there are men out there that choosing to be in relationship with them, missing all the red flags or ignoring them, and then they get burned. And then when they get burned, it could be, the woman cheat on you, the woman filed for divorce, took your kids, you have to pay alimony and child support. There are a variety of things that happen to men that have been in a relationship, and man is saying, you know what? I don't want to deal with women anymore for the rest of my life. I've heard some men say that, which it doesn't make sense to me. In this sense, you are letting someone that you are no longer in a relationship with still have the power over you, where you are saying, I no longer want to be in a relationship with any other woman because of my experience of the woman that I chose to be in a relationship with, whether it be one woman, two, three, four, because I chose these bad women to be in a relationship with. Therefore, for the rest of my future, I want to be alone. When most of the time, if it's one woman or a couple of them, they have moved on with their life. But you are stuck in yours and say, well, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to be in any more relationship with a woman because of past relationship. Instead of, you know what, let me do some self-reflection and say, man, yeah, I chose badly. All the women, or two or three of them that I've been in relationship, I ignore all the warning signs. At some point, we also have to take accountability, because the signs, one thing I've learned in life, the signs are always there. We just choose to ignore them. And some of the time when the relationship blows up and it ends, we are just saying, oh, the woman was this. No. You miss the signs or you ignore them. And I think we have to be honest about that as well. So as a man, I turned my finger and pointed at me and began to work on myself. Grant you're in a relationship, you hope you could get the other person to change and meet you halfway and work together and build that relationship and nurture that relationship so it can grow. But if it doesn't happen, stop pointing the finger at the other person. Point it at yourself and begin to work on you. So back to men going their own way. It really makes no sense to me because there are no guarantees. There's no guarantee with my relationship. But I'm going to do my part and I'm going to work hard to make sure I nurture and nourish that relationship so it grows and it flourishes. Likewise, I expect my lady to do the same thing. But things happen in life and you have to work at it. You guys see the way my lady and I, how we get along and interact with each other? We work on our relationship. We talk every day. There is no topic that we don't discuss. We put in the work. And that is built on love and respect. And we make sure on a daily basis, we tap into each other and make sure we are still on that foundation. We don't go weeks or no. We are in touch with each other every day to make sure we are good. So yeah, relationship is a lot of work, but there's no guarantee. You have to work on it. So a man deciding and say, well, I don't want to deal with women because of the current dating market or because of my past experience, it really doesn't make sense to me because as a man, I would never want to be alone for the rest of my life, because we know as men what our bodies go through when we don't have sex for a period of time. We know as a man, our bodies need intimacy, need sex, need connection with another woman, and need all of those things. We need it. So I would never base my past 25 years experience and say, because of that experience, I'm going to now let it determine what I do in the future as it's pertained to a relationship and trying to be with another woman. That makes no sense to me. And then being a man, no, you go out there and you look. Grant you, I was alone for 4 years. When I got back out on the dating market, it took me, 3 months. Found my lady, boom, I'm done. I'm off the dating market. But if it would have took me a year, 2 years, 3 years, I would have just kept looking, because I did not want to be alone. Was I content, peaceful, and happy being alone? Yes, for the most part. But I realized I don't want to live like this, especially being in my 50s and in good health. I want someone in my life to enjoy life with. So my mindset was, all I'm looking for is one good woman. I don't give a damn what happened with me in the past. I don't give a damn on the state of the dating market and what this woman is saying on TikTok and what this woman is saying on you. I don't give a damn about that. I'm looking for one good woman, and I'm going to keep looking till I find her. That was my mindset. So I want to read a list of stuff that couples do together. And pretty much most of them, my lady and I, we do it together. But life is not meant to be lived alone. But I want to read what's on this list. Let me read it. Cook or meal prep together. My lady and I, we're always in the kitchen, enjoying each other, listening to some nice so-called reggae music or slow R&B, just enjoying the moment. That is better doing it with someone than doing it alone. Watch movies or TV shows together. Work out together. Juice or make smoothies together. Dance around the house. We're always dancing, touching, and are just caressing each other, having a good time. Can't do that by yourself. Play games together. Board games, video games, or whatever. Plan future goals for vacation, family events, business ideas. Do home project, redecorating, starting our own garden. We started our garden this year, and we are going to continue to improve on it, but we're doing it together. Have deep conversations. You can't have a deep conversation with yourself. It's better when you have it with someone that you are in a loving relationship with. Cuddle and relax. We enjoy cuddling and relaxing together, hugging on each other, kissing on each other, and all of that good stuff. Go on dates together. We go out to a movie, concert. We do a lot of concerts and so forth. Take walks or hikes together. We love to go to Bear Mountain or other state parks in New York City, and we go on hikes together, and we enjoy just seeing other people enjoying nature. That's better doing it as a couple than doing it by yourself. Travel together. We went to Canada. We went down to Virginia to a family reunion, had fun, played games, dancing, just enjoying each other. That's better as a couple than alone. We go grocery shopping together, attend events together, parties, and so forth, sports games, volunteer or do community work, visit family and friends, take photos and videos together as a couple, and finally, make love together. You could try to make love by yourself, but nothing beats when you're making love with someone else. Nothing beats, there is nothing above being in a loving relationship. Yeah, you may say, I'd rather be alone than being in a toxic relationship. I get that. I understand that. But I'd rather be alone and not try to pursue finding a loving relationship. I don't get that. There's no guarantee that you're just going to wake up and this woman that you're seeking to be in a relationship, a nice, feminine woman, a woman that is going to let the man lead, a submissive woman, a soft-spoken woman, a woman that's going to treat you with respect and so forth. You think that woman is just going to fall into your lap? You have to go out there and find that woman amongst all that's going on. You have to find that woman. It's not going to just come to you. Life, there's no guarantee. I found my lady and she lived 100 miles away from me. I was like, that's no problem. I found my lady. If I have to travel 1,000 miles to be with my lady, I found my lady. We'll make it work until we are under the same roof. There are no guarantees, man. Brothers out there, there are no guarantees. But if you're seeking a meaningful, loving relationship, then you have to go out and find it. And you can't base your future on the relationship of the past. What's in the past, it's in the past. Like I told you guys, I have a saying, what's done, it's done. It cannot be undone. Move on. You can't live your life in the past. So this thing of men going their own way doesn't make sense to me. Because I've been there. I've been there. Coming out of a 25-year relationship, being alone for 4 years. That's 30 years of my life. And then by the age of 55, finding my lady. That's how it worked out for me. There was no guarantee like, oh, this should have happened when I was in my 20s or in my 30s or in my 40s. No, happened in my 50s. So if it happened to me, it can happen to you. But you have to get out there and look. The woman that you're seeking, the type of woman that I have, nah, you have to go and look to find that type of woman. You have to put in the work. And once you find that type of woman, you have to build that relationship and nurture that relationship. So no, sitting at home, being by yourself, yeah, it's rare that type of woman will come knocking at your door and you will say, yep, you're my woman. No, you have to go out there and find that woman. May take you a few months, may take you a year. I don't know how long it will take, but life is better being in a loving and meaningful relationship than being alone. I love what I have, and I will never want to go back being alone. So I hope my story helps someone to reconsider how you're looking and how you're approaching life. You can't live it based on what occurred in the past. You learn from the past, and it allows you and it helps you to make better decisions for the future. But remember, in every relationship, there are two. And the fault or the blame could lie on both. And as the man in a relationship, a lot of times we miss the signs. But we pick up the pieces, we learn from the past, we put our lives back together, going through a breakup or a divorce, and you pick up the pieces, put your life back together, you brush off the dust, and you start anew. And you find that person of your life, you find that love, and you start building a new and loving relationship and experience love, joy, happiness, and respect. Ladies and gentlemen, please like, subscribe, and have a wonderful day.